You stood in front of the mirror this morning, and something about that pixie just looked harsh, older than you remember feeling. It's not your face. It's not your age. It's the cut, and it's quietly adding 4 to 6 years to how people read you in passing, every single day. In the next few minutes, I'm walking you through 7 pixie cut mistakes women over 60 make without realizing it. And mistake number 4 is the one almost nobody catches until a stranger's photo points it out. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50, so you get real results fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Mistake number 1. Cutting it too short everywhere. Here's a scene you've probably lived. You sit down, you say just keep it short and easy. And somewhere between your chair and the mirror, the stylist takes that as permission to buzz everything down to one uniform length. You walk out lighter. You also walk out flatter. That's the first mistake. Cutting a pixie the exact same short length all over the head, with no variation, no movement, nothing left to soften the transition from hair to skin. It feels efficient. It is not flattering. When every strand sits at the same length, there's nothing to break up the line where your hairline meets your forehead. And that hard edge pulls attention straight to every line and shadow on your face instead of away from them. And here's what nobody tells you in the chair. At 60 and beyond, your face has already lost some of the volume it had at 40. Cheeks settle a little. Jawlines soften. A pixie with zero texture doesn't just fail to compensate for that, it actively highlights it, because there's no soft transition anywhere to distract the eye. You end up looking severe instead of sharp, tired instead of polished. So why does this keep happening? Most stylists who don't specialize in mature hair default to short and uniform, because it's the safest cut to execute. It's hard to mess up technically. But safe and flattering are not the same thing. And that's the gap you're paying for. The fix starts with one sentence you say before the scissors ever touch your hair. I want texture and graduated layers, not one uniform length. That single phrase changes the entire plan. Ask specifically for longer pieces left on top and through the crown, with the sides and back kept shorter. This creates natural lift exactly where your face needs it most, right at the crown, which lengthens how your whole face reads. Next, ask for what's called a disconnected pixie rather than a fully blended one. This means the top layers are cut with a visible, deliberate separation from the shorter sides, instead of blending smoothly into one length. It sounds subtle, but it's the difference between a pixie that looks engineered and one that looks like it just happened naturally. Third, and this one's secretly the biggest lever, ask for point cutting on the ends rather than blunt cutting. Blunt ends on short hair read as heavy and stiff. Point cut ends catch light differently, they move, and that movement is what makes a pixie look soft instead of severe, no matter your hair's natural texture. The swap here is concrete. Before, a uniform buzzed-down pixie with no crown height. After, a textured pixie with lift at the crown and soft, point-cut ends. Same length commitment, completely different result on camera and in person. Upkeep is simple. Ask your stylist to leave just slightly more length at your next trim than you think you want. Texture needs something to work with, and pixies that get cut too aggressively every 6 weeks never get the chance to develop the soft movement that actually flatters you. And mistake number 2 is sneaky, because it has nothing to do with length at all. It's about a color choice almost every pixie wearer makes without thinking twice. Mistakes number 2 and number 3. The wrong color approach and ignoring face shape. Mistake number 2. You've probably done this without even thinking of it as a choice. Going fully flat, single process color all over a pixie cut, especially if you've gone fully gray or are coloring to cover gray uniformly. It sounds harmless. It isn't. A pixie has almost no length to create depth on its own. Length is usually what gives longer hairstyles their natural shadow and dimension. Short hair doesn't have that luxury, so if the color is one flat tone start to finish, the whole cut reads as a single block of color sitting on top of your head, with nothing to soften the edges near your face. That flatness is exactly what makes a pixie look like a wig from across the room instead of like hair. The real reason this keeps happening is that single process color is faster and cheaper, so it's the default unless you specifically ask otherwise. And most women don't know there's anything to ask for. Here's the fix, and it's one specific phrase. Ask for lowlights 2 shades deeper than your base, placed underneath the top layer. This creates the illusion of depth even in short hair, because the underneath shade peeks through every time your hair moves, giving the impression of thickness and dimension you'd otherwise only get from length. If you're staying gray, ask for tonal variation within the gray. Some strands cooler, some warmer, instead of one uniform silver. Flat gray ages. Dimensional gray looks expensive. A second specific ask. Request face framing pieces that are subtly lighter than the rest of the cut, especially right at the temples. This single move brightens exactly the area closest to your eyes, which is the area that does the most work in making your whole face look lifted and awake. Before and after here is precise. Before, one flat tone with zero shadow or depth anywhere in the cut. After, two-tone dimension underneath with brightened face framing pieces at the temple. Maintenance-wise, this kind of color needs a refresh roughly every 8 to 10 weeks to keep the contrast from growing out and flattening again. Now here's something that changes everything, and most women never connect it to their pixie at all. Mistake number 3 is choosing your pixie shape based on what looked good on someone else's face instead of your own bone structure. This one is almost invisible because it doesn't feel like a mistake, it feels like inspiration. You bring in a photo of a pixie you love on Pinterest or from a celebrity, and the stylist cuts close to that exact shape, without adjusting it for your particular jawline, your particular forehead, your particular face length. A pixie that's stunning on a square jaw can be the wrong choice entirely on a rounder or longer face, because the cut silhouette either echoes your face shape in a flattering way or fights against it. Here's the actual mechanism. A pixie with height concentrated at the crown lengthens a round or square face. A pixie with side-swept, longer pieces softens angles on a more angular face. If you bring in the wrong reference photo, you might be asking for the exact opposite of what your face needs. The fix is one sentence said before any cutting begins. Adjust this shape for my face. I have a round/oval/square/heart-shaped face, not the shape in the photo. Ask specifically where the stylist plans to put height, and where they plan to keep things close to the head, and confirm it matches what your face shape actually needs. More height at the crown for round or square faces, more length and softness at the sides for angular faces. The swap. Before, a pixie shape copied directly from a reference photo with no adjustment. After, the same general style adjusted in height and side length to match her actual face shape. Maintenance tip. Bring that same language to every single trim, not just the first cut, because stylists drift back toward the original shape over time unless you keep reminding them what you actually need. And honestly, the next mistake is the one I get asked about more than almost anything else, because it's not about the cut at all. It's about something happening at the back of your neck that you can't even see in your own mirror. Mistake number 4. Neglecting the nape and crown. This is the mistake almost nobody catches in their own mirror, because you genuinely cannot see it from the angle you check yourself in every morning. And it's the one I promised you back in the intro. Mistake number 4 is letting the nape and crown grow out unevenly between cuts, so that what started as a clean, intentional pixie slowly turns into a shape that's overgrown at the back and bottom heavy at the neck, while the top still looks fine. You feel like your cut is growing out nicely. A photo from behind tells a different story entirely. Here's why this one sneaks up on you. Pixie cuts grow out from the nape and crown faster than they seem to, because those areas are cut closest to the scalp to begin with. Even a small amount of growth, there is a much bigger percentage change than the same growth on your longer top pieces. So while the top of your pixie still looks intentional, the back quietly turns into a mullet-adjacent shape that nobody mentions to your face. It's almost always a friend's candid photo, or a salon mirror angled just right, that breaks the news. The real fix here isn't more frequent full cuts. It's a specific kind of appointment most women don't know exists. Ask your salon for a nape and crown cleanup between full cuts, roughly every 3 weeks. This is a quick, low-cost appointment where the stylist only tidies the nape and crown without touching or shortening the rest of the shape you're growing out or maintaining. It keeps the silhouette clean without resetting your whole cut every time. Second specific ask. Request that your stylist use clippers with a guard at the nape line specifically, rather than scissors over comb. Clipper work at the nape creates a cleaner, more defined edge that holds its shape noticeably longer between visits than a scissor-cut nape does, which means fewer surprise overgrowth moments between appointments. Third, and this one's a genuine secret most women never hear out loud. Ask to see the back of your own head with a handheld mirror before you leave the chair, every single time. Stylists check this automatically for themselves. They don't always show you. Ask. It takes 10 seconds, and it's the only way you'll actually know what everyone behind you sees all day. The swap is exact. Before, an overgrown nape and crown creating a bottom-heavy silhouette nobody mentioned. After, a clean clipper-defined nape line maintained between full cuts with a quick check-in appointment. Upkeep tip. Put that 3-week cleanup on a recurring calendar reminder, because it's the one appointment women consistently forget to book until the damage is already visible in photos. What I'm about to tell you next sounds backwards, but it's the one that secretly undoes everything good about a great pixie cut if you get it wrong. And it has nothing to do with the salon chair at all. Mistakes number 5 and number 6. Styling it too stiff and ignoring your hair's natural texture. Mistake number 5, and it really does undo a great cut at home. Overstyling with too much product, until your pixie sits stiff and shellacked instead of soft and alive. You know the look. Hairspray locked, every piece glued exactly in place, not a single strand moving even when you turn your head. It feels finished. It feels controlled. And it reads instantly as dated, because hair that doesn't move at all signals old-fashioned the second someone sees it in motion. Even if the cut underneath is genuinely modern and beautifully shaped. Here's the mechanism nobody explains at the drugstore counter. Heavy hold products coat each strand individually and clump fine, mature hair together into thicker-looking chunks, which actually makes thinning hair look thinner, not fuller, because you lose the soft separated texture that creates the illusion of volume. You're using product to fix a volume problem, and it's making the volume problem worse. The fix starts with swapping products entirely. Ask for, or buy, a lightweight texturizing paste or a sea salt style spray instead of stronghold gel or aerosol hairspray. These products separate strands rather than clumping them, which is the exact opposite effect of what heavy hold does. Use it on towel-dried, not bone-dry, hair, and work it through with your fingertips rather than a comb. Fingers create natural, irregular texture, while a comb flattens it right back down into uniform sections. Second, secretly the biggest shift. Style with your fingers tousling upward at the crown rather than smoothing everything flat and down. This single motion is what creates the lift and movement that makes a pixie look current instead of set in place from another decade. Third, let a few pieces fall slightly imperfect on purpose, especially near your forehead and temples. Perfectly placed, symmetrical pieces read as overworked. A few strands that look like they just happen naturally read as effortless and current. Before and after. Precisely before, a stiff, fully set pixie with zero movement and visible product buildup. After, a tousled, finger-styled pixie with deliberate imperfection and crown lift. For upkeep, apply product to damp hair only, never fully dry hair, and reapply a small amount midday with just your fingers if it starts to flatten, rather than adding more spray on top of what's already there. Now here's mistake number 6. And this is the one that quietly undoes the work of every single fix we've already covered. Ignoring your hair's natural texture and forcing it into a shape it was never built to hold. If your hair is naturally fine and straight, but you ask for a pixie shape designed for thick, wavy hair, lots of piecey texture that's supposed to hold its own shape, you're fighting your own hair every single morning. And if your hair has natural wave or curl, but you ask for a sleek, smooth pixie that requires constant flat ironing to maintain, you're doing the same fight in the opposite direction. Most women never connect their daily styling struggle to this mismatch. They just assume they're bad at doing their hair, when really the cut itself was never designed to work with what their hair naturally does. Fine, straight hair needs a pixie shape with shorter, more graduated layers that don't rely on the hair holding its own shape. Wavy or curly hair needs a shape that's cut to be styled wet, allowing the natural texture to do the work the cut is actually designed around. The fix is one honest sentence at your next consultation. Cut this for what my hair actually does, not for a photo. Tell your stylist plainly whether your hair air dries straight, wavy, or curly, and ask them to adjust the layer structure specifically for that. Shorter, choppier layers for fine straight hair that needs help holding shape, slightly longer, more deliberately textured layers for wavy or curly hair that already has natural movement built in. The swap. Before, a cut style mismatched against her hair's natural behavior, requiring daily fighting to maintain. After, A cut adjusted to work with her actual texture, requiring far less daily effort to look intentional. Maintenance tip: let your hair air dry once after any new cut before judging it, since a cut built for your natural texture often looks completely different on day one fresh from the salon than it does once it settles into its real, lived-in shape. There's one mistake left, and it's the one that has nothing to do with the cut, the color, or the styling at all. It's about what you say, or don't say, in the chair itself. Mistake number 7. Staying silent in the chair. Last one, and it's the quiet mistake underneath every other mistake on this list: not speaking up clearly in the chair, and instead trusting vague language to communicate something very specific. I watched this happen in real time a few weeks ago. A woman in the chair next to mine, gorgeous bone structure, beautiful posture, the kind of presence you notice across a room, kept telling her stylist to just clean it up a little. That phrase means something different to every single stylist. She walked out with 2 inches gone and a shape she clearly didn't want, because clean it up was never a real instruction. It was a hope. That's mistake number 7. Using soft, vague language. Just trim it. Keep it easy. Something low maintenance. Instead of specific, stylist-ready phrases that actually communicate what you want. Stylists aren't mind readers. Vague requests get vague results. And at this point in your life, you've earned the right to walk out of that chair with exactly what you asked for, not what someone guessed you meant. Here's why vague language happens so often. And it's not about confidence, it's about not knowing the actual words stylists use. You know what you want when you see it, but translating a feeling into precise haircutting language isn't something anyone teaches you. So you default to soft, general phrases, and the stylist fills in the gaps with their own interpretation, which may not match yours at all. The fix is carrying specific, exact phrases into every single appointment, not generalities. Instead of keep it easy, say, I want graduated layers with texture at the crown, point cut ends, and a clean clipper line at the nape. That's not bossy. That's just clear. And clear is what gets you the result you're picturing. Second, bring a reference photo, but pair it with the face shape language from earlier in this video. I love this shape, but please adjust the height and side length for my face shape. This combines visual reference with verbal precision, which is the actual winning combination in any salon chair. Third, and this is the one most women skip entirely, ask your stylist to repeat back what they're planning to do, in their own words, before they make the first cut. If what they describe doesn't match what you pictured, that's the moment to correct it, not after the first inch is already on the floor. The swap is simple, but it changes everything. Before, vague phrases handed over and hoped for the best. After, specific, stylist-ready language stated clearly before the first cut happens. As an ongoing habit, write your go-to phrases down in your phone notes before every appointment. So nerves or small talk in the chair never make you forget the exact words that get you the result you actually want. You've now got everything: the cut, the color, the shape for your face, the styling, and the words to say in the chair. The Pixie was never the problem. The instructions were. You just learned the 7 Pixie cut mistakes most women over 60 spend years repeating without ever knowing why their cut never quite looked right. And you got all 7 in one sitting. That stylist-ready language you just picked up? That's the difference between hoping for a good cut and actually walking out with one. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 mistakes were you making without realizing it? Next time, I'm breaking down the bob cuts that are secretly aging women over 60 faster than almost anything else. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.